This was the first time he touched a real gun, but he immediately took over the largest public hospital in the state. But the hostages were not only unafraid, they also cooperated with this kidnapper. Only one brave young man who was being held was not wary and used a spray bottle to attack him. But when the young man had just controlled the kidnapper and wanted to call other hostages to help, a female hostage picked up the spray bottle and sprayed it directly into the young man's eyes. Witnessing this horrific scene, the hostages showed no mercy to the young man and even laughed. A security guard stood next to him and handed the kidnapper a handheld oven, asking him to grill the boy on the repair furnace. But the kidnapper was caught off guard. He looked at everyone with a complicated face. In the end, he suddenly opened the hospital door for them. Faced with the media and the police surrounding them, the hostages not only did not leave immediately, but also loudly defended the kidnapper, even begging the police not to harm him. "Sir, what do you think about this armed criminal? He is a good person." The hostages did not have Stockholm Syndrome. It was because of the kidnapper's situation that their hearts were deeply touched. Just a few days ago, John was also a normal resident like them. He worked hard, doing a lot of part-time jobs every day, but it was still difficult to cover the costs of the car and the house, which seemed endless. "That is my car. Please don't tow it. I'll pay quickly." But even so, John had never resisted the difficulties since his whole family migrated to the United States, because his beloved wife and son were the best gift that God gave him. "Dad, I saved $46 from my pocket money. If you need it, you should use it. We are a family, so we overcome difficulties together." But the son that John was always proud of suddenly fainted on the baseball field, completely breaking this American dream. John and his wife immediately took their son to the hospital. The treating doctor told them the news. Their son, Mike, suffered from a serious congenital heart disease. The wall between the chambers of the boy's heart was punctured, making his heart now 3 times larger than normal. If he did not receive a heart transplant surgery immediately, Mike would probably sleep one night and never wake up. Surgery fees, doctor fees, post-operative treatment fees, anti-transplant drugs, it would cost at least $250,000. The huge surgery fee of $250,000 would let Mike wait for death. John and his wife did not hesitate to agree to the surgery, because they believed that their comprehensive U.S. health insurance would surely pay the entire cost for them. But God has never loved honest people. When John went to the insurance company, he was met with cold water. It turned out the company had silently, to reduce costs, converted their health insurance to a cheaper provider. And this new insurance company classified cardiac transplantation as an optional treatment, excluding it from the scope of payment. The maximum payment from the insurance was $20,000. What? Only $20,000 is covered? Compared to the huge surgery cost of $250,000, it was a drop in the bucket. This was a life-threatening attack on this normal family. But Mike's life was threatened. John did not have time to waste on the insurance company. But the push and pull and red tape of public agencies completely pushed this poor father into the abyss. Impossible. Nothing. "I'm sorry." "What do you regret?" "I don't need him to regret. I need you to help me." His application for financial rescue was rejected. John could only bring Mike back to the hospital. He wanted to use his honor to guarantee that he would definitely find a way to pay the fee. He just hoped the hospital could put Mike on the heart transplantation list. But the female director, named Rebecca, dismissed him with a light sentence. "No insurance? Can only pay all in cash." She pushed John, who only had $1,000 in savings, back onto the desperate road. In this world, only the poor seem to understand the suffering of the poor. Luckily for John, he and his wife had kind neighbors. After hearing about their circumstances, the neighbors not only actively donated money, but also offered to buy unnecessary old furniture in John's house at high prices. They even advised John to find a famous reporter in the city to do a special report to attract society's attention and get more charity donations. But a reporter who was one step away from winning a prestigious award, how could he care about the story of a sick black child? As long as you can help, anything is okay. His son's story is pitiful. I want to help, but I have to follow the rules. I, like everyone, have bosses. As an adult, how could John not understand the meaning behind the reporter's words? But the hospital has never been a place to believe in tears. Looking at the difficult family, the hospital wanted to discharge Mike to free up the bed. John was heartbroken, but he still had to grit his teeth and sell his wedding ring, sell everything that could be sold in the house to maintain his son's life. But God has never favored unfortunate people. An unexpected phone call completely crushed the pillar of this family. This morning they want to discharge Mike. Wait, they won't take him home. I gave them money yesterday. That doesn't matter. John, listen to me. They want him to leave the hospital. Please, I have talked to the hospital. I will solve this. He always said he would solve everything, but you never resolve it, right? His wife's words, a way of thinking born of despair, did not know that the father reached the end of his rope. Today, John no longer tried to find ways to get enough money for the surgery. The treating doctor, who had once announced he would discharge Mike, was happily instructing a wealthy patient post-operation. But very quickly, when John put a gun to his neck, his smile disappeared. Get my son a new heart, understand? Okay, I understand. The doctor thought to pretend to agree with John's request and then find an opportunity to ask for help. But he did not expect that his reckless action would make this takeover more serious. Everyone in the emergency room, when they saw John holding a gun, instinctively fled. John quickly took the opportunity to block the entrance to the emergency area. The less fortunate people quickly realized this bandit seemed more worried than them and posed no threat. He even made the health system, slow and stagnant, operate in an orderly manner. Listen to this, everyone heard. This hospital has a new owner. Yes, from now on, everyone has a free medical examination. How about that? After that, John discovered that some hostages needed emergency care and quickly arranged for doctors to treat them. Even when an ambulance brought a patient, he hesitated for a while and then opened the door. I can't help. This was a gunshot wound. I am a heart surgeon, not an emergency doctor. Save him. Do it. Inject painkillers, local anesthesia. Wash your hands right away. A pregnant woman among the hostages went into labor and was immediately put into the delivery room under John's arrangement. Seeing the husband worriedly turning his ring, John was reminded of the diamond ring he sold for a low $90 to have money for his son. Not without emotion, he asked, "Do you want a son or a girl? Whatever is fine, as long as it's healthy." This is probably the common wish of all parents in the world. If not for that, John would not have risked this crazy way to save his son's life. The whole emergency room sank into silence. Only a young couple who were there from a car accident were trying to attract John's attention. The strange thing was that the girl in the passenger seat broke her arm but was not so bad, while the young man who drove was crying miserably over a small injury. Mercedes passenger seats are not equipped with airbags before '88. What do you want to say, John? Do you want to say anything? The problem was that he dared to kill. He wanted to abandon this girl. Everyone understood. John pointed out the young man's intention to kill his girlfriend, seemingly revealing the truth about the car accident. While saving the girl, he did not pay attention to the young man's resentful eyes in the corner. But now John had no time to care about those things because he heard from the doctors the reason why Mike's heart problem was not detected when buying insurance. You participate in HMO insurance, right? That's right. The answer lies here. HMO pays the doctor to not check. That way they can reduce costs. Suppose Mike needed further checks, but the insurance company says they will not pay. The doctor will be silent. They then send the bonus to the doctor. Really? Likely. The confirmation from the treating doctor shocked John to his core. The curtain covering the truth about the free medical system, the one politicians always praised, was completely exposed. He became more confident that his reckless actions were perhaps the best way to find life for his son in this inhumane system. Of course, John also knew that the treating doctor, even the head doctor, would not solve his urgent problem. But now, they were the last card in his hand, and the only hope for Mike to get a healthy heart, even if it was his own. Indeed, soon, John received a call from the police commander. After understanding John's request, the police chief immediately contacted the hospital leadership, hoping John would not harm innocent people and cause bad consequences. At this moment, the young man who had been knocked out suddenly woke up. He alone quickly charged an unprepared John. But what he did not expect was that his girlfriend woke up, this time no longer wanting to be a small bird leaning on him. "This kick is payback for you hitting me. This kick was because you were too miserable. I will not be your Barbie doll anymore." After this small episode, John also realized that the current situation in the emergency area was no longer suitable for the pregnant woman to give birth. Therefore, he did not hesitate to open the door for them to leave, and the crowd finally learned of John's motivation. Under the pressure of public opinion, the hospital leadership quickly came to Mike's room and planned to arrange surgery for Mike immediately. Although John's wife felt regret for blaming him, which led to the takeover today, the hospital's promise still brought her to tears. "Really? Thank you. Oh my God, thank you." But this couple did not know this was just a stalling tactic by the police and the hospital. The hospital in that time could not find a matching heart for transplant. And they did not see that before coming to the room, Rebecca had negotiated with the police superiors. If we concede, criminals will flood hospitals nationwide. Not only his child is sick. Therefore, when John received a phone call from his wife with the good news that Mike was saved, he did not know a trap was ready. Even when the police chief strongly protested, they began to close in. Due to an error, the snipers did not hit John in a vital spot. He was controlled by an angry John and then taken hostage as the crowd cheered joyfully. Knowing this great father did not collapse.
You think these people care about him? No. He is just a temporary focus of the news. Only me and you and the guns pointed at him are important, whatever you want to do. John was not interested in the police chief's psychological words. They were not worth his trust. The only person he could trust was the one who could bring Mike to his side. At that time, he would have a way to show these civil servants who was really threatening lives. Unexpectedly, to save Mike, he demanded, "Bring my son here. I will surrender. Everyone go home. Everyone is safe." And the reporter, this time, no longer quit like the first time he met John. He reported the whole event. Both people also benefited from this exciting event. This year's award belongs to me. Even to enrich his story, he went to John's kind neighbors. All of this could have been avoided if John was a rich person. If he were a rich tycoon, it wouldn't be like that. But he doesn't understand these things. This country does not respect value, it respects price. The public had been completely swayed. So when night fell, Mike was finally transferred to the emergency building. This is also what the doctor did not understand, because the hospital had no heart to transplant. But John quickly told him his plan as a father. "Why are you so determined to do this? Use me. You heard it. Take my heart for Mike." Although the doctor tried his best to prevent John's crazy plan, everyone present was touched by John's pure fatherly love. "My son must live. Perhaps you don't understand. I will do everything for him to live. So what are you going to do? If I don't get the surgery, he will kill me. No, I will kill myself." At this time, all the hostages understood that John had chosen this path from the beginning and did not intend to survive. Looking at John with teary eyes, for the first time, the doctor felt ashamed of saving people without being able to cure the patient's root problem. But he was just a floating leaf in life. The only thing he could do was reluctantly agree to John's request. All witnesses were actually speechless at John's actions. When John needed 2 witnesses to sign a confirmation of his voluntary heart donation, the young man who always opposed him also wanted to do something, to leave his mark on this heroic action. After doing all this, John looked at everyone with grateful eyes. Then he walked towards his son's hospital bed. He looked at Mike being tormented, waiting to wake up. After that, he solemnly told his son to later love his mother, respect women, love life, and be a sincere and kind person. After that, he entered the operating room. The gun he took out had never been intended to be loaded. The first time he loaded it was to kill himself. After a sigh, John finally squeezed the trigger, but the gun did not fire. As John was about to shoot again, he heard his wife's voice from the radio. A miracle had actually happened. Just as John was facing the police, a car accident happened on the highway. The woman who crashed died on the spot, but as an organ donor, her heart was a perfect match for Mike. Therefore, the doctor promptly informed John's wife. But when he heard his wife's voice, John turned off the radio. After that, he resolutely dropped the gun. "John, this is a miracle. There is a heart. Mike's heart has been transferred in time. The surgery is happening." The reporter's camera recorded it all. John pleaded guilty and surrendered. But the police chief always felt vaguely that something was wrong, until a black medical staff member appeared on Mike's emergency team. The police chief breathed a sigh of relief and smiled. John witnessed Mike's new heart beating back in his son's chest. The successful surgery finally made him breathe a sigh of relief. Next, the police chief also arrested people. In the end, John accepted the punishment he would suffer. But thanks to the pleas of everyone, his sentence was finally reduced to a minimum. Although the end of the story is somewhat unrealistic, perhaps the director wanted to add a little sweetness to the inherent bitter life of ordinary people. This is the end of the movie John Q. If you like this video, please leave a like and a comment below. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next videos.